Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Health. Woohoo! I am Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. With me, as always, on Saturday nights is none other than my better half, my wife, Rach.
Hello, everybody.
So, we got a few things to talk about before we get to the topic of the show, which is the empty chair. Especially at holiday dinners and holiday gatherings. And after the holiday, after Christmas, we are going to be sitting down, I believe, with one of our friends. We're going to be discussing dealing with loss. But it's a topic
Great end
that's,
of life issues.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need to get together, including living wills and health proxies and all this information that we want to make
Yeah.
sure we have available.
So that we have like templates and maybe places to refer people to, or
Yeah,
yeah,
because
because it's a lot,
it's a lot, and I many of
and
us
then it's a
have been
lot to
through
like
it.
sit and talk about. Like, oh, Merry Christmas, by the way.
by the way, we got this. Don't forget to fill out your health proxy. Follow the science. I'm sorry,
What?
I'm doing my Fauci voice.
For why?
I don't know.
This is medicine. He has nothing to do with that.
Oh.
And making medical decisions. He can't do that.
That's okay. Don't worry. He works out all the time in the video I saw.
Oh yeah,
Which is good for gamer for the health and yes, it is very.
That video was crazy though. That reporter was such a joke.
Can I give you a softball, please? So yes, Don, it is very important. That's why we want to do it, and we want to have
And
resources.
do it right. Yeah.
We just don't want to, throw it out there. We want to make sure we have everybody and
have it be as meaningful as possible for people.
So maybe we'll aim for the last of the year episode to send us out with a really strong one. Just a thought. So, things I've learned about. It's kind of like the weekly things I learned about my health this week. Apparently, I still get sick. I came down with like a 24-hour bug, I guess. On Thursday, and woke up with stomach issues, which Imodium corrected. But now remember, Imodium only corrects the symptoms; it's not correcting the real issue. And we had a busy day on Thursday. Rach had her rads. Day 3 of Rach's rads. She hasn't turned into a superhero
That was
yet.
day 4, yeah.
Oh, day 4. Sorry, she hasn't turned into a superhero yet.
But even by like day 5, which is all past 5, I'm not. At least my immunity isn't shot to shit yet.
Yeah, and we can prove that because
I didn't get sick from him.
Yeah, I didn't get Rachel sick. Now what happened again was Thursday was Rachel's rads. Then we went out to my sister, and we had lunch with my parents and my sister because it was my mother's birthday. It's also my niece's birthday. So then after lunch, Rachel and I went to pick up our niece Shannon to bring it back to my sister's house. And then we did the gift exchanging and the cake. And it was all very sweet and nice. And my tummy was making some noises, but nothing big. It was like, it's got a little gurgle going. It's being boisterous. And then on the hour plus ride home, because traffic sucked, I started wondering if I was really feeling the pain I was feeling. Because it was like these cramps from hell, and then they go away. And I was like, wow, I don't know if I should pull the car over and try to walk this off, or if I pull the car over, if I'm going to have some even more major issues. And I'm like, and I know I'm not passing a kidney stone because I've passed a kidney stone. The pain's getting comparable, but it isn't that. And got to the house, and it's something I never do when I park the car. I locked the car and ran off to the house and left Rachel behind. I think Rachel's going, never see my husband move this fast, except when I think our niece broke her arm.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I was in super form, and
Yeah, I'm going. Did I say something wrong?
no, I thought I was going to be using the bathroom, and I didn't, but I was bloated. I was bloated, and I tried everything from uh, Tums to Pepto Bismol, which kind of didn't really do all that much, and then I guess the Gas X finally.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we have that.
Yeah, wait to be. We do have something for blood, because I mean, it was like having like a half a beach ball in your belly. I was just like, I could bounce
Yeah, you
quarters
could
off it.
feel it.
So and then that started to subside, but I didn't do the Discord hangout on Thursday night. It was exhausting after all that stuff. It really was. So that was the Thursday in review, and now my sister came down with some kind of bug, which includes stomach cramps, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But she had vomiting.
She had the vomiting.
Yeah, none for
no.
me.
Mm-mm.
None for me, please.
I hate that a lot.
I can actually remember the last time I threw up, and I was still working. We were watching what do you call it? The Hitler movie, the Man in the Castle.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I was like, I don't feel good. So I don't get sick often, and I don't generally get stomach issues like that. But man, that was Thursday. Thursday was a ride and a half, I gotta say. So like I said, Rach has had now 5 full week of
So 1 week down, 3 more to go.
bum, 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 bum. And
Yeah.
and when I had radiation for Hodgkin's, my God, 15, 16 years ago, something like that. There was a good chance that the day I'd go in, I'd either get a phone call before I left the house saying "Don't come in,"
Oh no.
or come in like 3 hours later because the machine had broken down or whatever. So I think I had 22 sessions. I think it took 5.5 weeks. I think there was an extra week because there were just days it just didn't happen. Mr. Gunn, yes, I think so. I've been going through. I sent out a group. I sent out emails to everybody explaining what had happened to me over the last couple of days and why I'm behind on stuff. And I saw there were emails from you, but I didn't read anybody's email. I just kind of started sending stuff, and now I'm going through the emails, and I've gotten out about half the gifts from OSR Christmas 1 and 2 out. So I'll get to you. If not tonight, then tomorrow. It's literally been you lose time. You lose time when this stuff happens. You know. So RPG Grandma, we have a lot of empty chairs at the holidays. Yeah. We do too. And they're empty for different reasons. We'll delve into that. But let me catch up here on the RPG Grandma. I caught something from the kids. Been working with it today, resting, trying to get over it. Yep. And she wants to know how you're doing, Rach.
I'm, thank God, doing well. Treatment is it's very short. You're there about 15 minutes, and most of that time is, and you don't want it to exceed 15 minutes because that means you it didn't get line. You were moving or like somehow
resistant. Never.
But like I look at it like a little game. I always like want to see like how close did I do when I put myself on the table, like on the radiation board. Like how close did I get to the mark? Like because there's a laser like above you to um that they line up like with your marks, your
Right.
tattoos. And so, I'm always like, how close did I get?
Am I?
But I noticed a pattern. They're like, you just had to scoot your hips back. I'm even afraid to ask you to do it, that it might be too much. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting pretty good.
Don't scooch. We'll scooch you for
But
you.
yeah, because there's often a lot of like, please try not to help.
But I want to help.
Yeah, so you want
I
to
remember.
help and you want to be cooperative and be good in your treatment and do everything. You want to have it be the best, and but yeah, there's certain things you can't do and that they have to
Right.
move for you because it's that.
It's that precise.
Yes.
Up to your grandma. Hubby had lots of chemo and weird meds and radiation and surgery to get into remission. He has a 3D printed arm bone. Holy crap.
Oh, wow. That is wild.
Sketchosaur Rex. Welcome. Merry Christmas to you too. Grandma, Friday I woke up, this is Mr. Gunn. I woke up dead tired, cold, and sick at the office and just went to sleep. There's stuff going around. Yeah, no, nothing wrong. That's why I sent out the email to everybody, because you weren't the only one wondering. And I had mentioned something briefly on a blog post like yesterday that I'd be getting to emails over the weekend, but I mean, it wasn't like it was at the end of a blog post that had nothing to do with any of it. So, yeah, Shadow and Son, welcome. Always good to see you pop in. Yes, Rach getting nuked.
Yeah. Am I extra glowy today?
Yes, Rach, you got some nice color going to you. Yeah, up to Graham, what I quote is causing extreme fatigue, cough, headache, sore throat, coughing up stuff. That's me every morning. And I was never a smoker.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of a sore throat, but I don't know. It's too soon to really tell if that's related to that,
Yeah.
So
Don said half his wife's classroom was out last week.
Oh, wow.
Jeez, that's I built up a lot of immunity when I was a cop, especially when I was working the streets, because you got exposed to everyone and everything.
Yeah, same as a social worker. There's people coming and going all the time.
And then to keep that immunity up, I used to go to my pub frequently to make sure I was exposed to germs and alcohol.
But the alcohol to kill it.
Yes, but still hasn't reopened as a Nepalese pub.
Oh, I'm sad of that because I want the grilled part.
Well, I know. Tammy, I just woke up from a nap, so tired from this past week of work.
Oh.
Worked 127 hours in the past 2 weeks.
God bless you.
Yeah, I remember weeks like that, and for the reasons why I'm like, I'm so happy I don't have to ever go back to work. I'm just trying to catch up here. Tom has a tiny lingering cough from the cold his kids shared. On my kids on my van shared with me. Well, they got Shadow, cool stuff on the horizon. That's what I always like to hear. By the way, folks, I got an early peek at Greg Gillespie's Dragon Slayer game. I didn't get as far into it as I would have liked to before having him on the live stream last night, but I really do.
That was Greg Gillespie.
That was Greg. Oh, yeah, we lost Glenn early on to internet outage on his end. So, Tenka, Rach doesn't need tonight light. She glows. I got very lucky with this. Yes. Yeah. COVID-19. Immediately after COVID-19, I was just getting a lot of small little crap. But I've been good in the last year overall, so I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, I think I'm really relatively lucky.
Yeah. So, shall we do the show and tell, Rachie?
Yeah, do a show and tell.
Do a show and tell.
You start where you want to start.
Well, I'm gonna start with the. Oh yeah, we'll get two things to show.
Three things.
Three things.
One thing I'll tell you of, and then we'll do the show and tell on another day.
Right. So
it's big.
We got our Gardein. Now it's. I wish I could show it bigger, but to be able to deal with two screens, I got to put this on the side screen. So it should be big enough to be clear as to what you're looking at here. But with our Gardene,
Oh,
I
I see what you mean. I
yeah,
didn't understand that it was
yeah,
not doing that.
yeah.
If you blow it up on your thing, would it
No,
go
it's not
down?
going to get any bigger.
Ah,
It's not going to get any bigger than that little slice. But what you see on
got
that
it.
top there is actually 2 jalapenos that come from our little jalapeno plant, and 3 sweet peppers that are getting really nice and large. Um, this is just it's now I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try to put the pointer there.
Oh, look at the strawberry flowers.
Yeah, the strawberry flowers, and right below the strawberry flowers, there's a strawberry just starting, which is beautiful.
Oh, just here.
Yeah. Now, these are our tomatoes. They actually look like they're grapes, and I'd like them to start ripening. We've got 20 or 22. My counting is a little off.
It's exciting. There's so many.
And this is what it looks like.
See, this one is really cool. I can't wait to try this. The Swiss chard, the
red stuff toward the bottom, which doesn't look as big on that screen, but we got Swiss chard. We have a lot of greeny lettuce stuff going on.
They say you can just eat it raw and put it in a salad, and it's nice too.
Yeah. So we have basil and Thai basil. Basil on the top, Thai basil kind of toward the bottom right side, and our niece loves it. She just eats it raw, straight off.
Yeah, she enjoyed both the Thai and the basil.
Yeah. So that's dill up in the far left. We've got 6 strawberry plants in there. 3 of them were planted earlier, so they're doing a lot. They're a lot closer to fruiting. They've all got blossoms on it. Any of the stuff that we have that is currently flowering or fruiting, we have.
We're vibrating every
We
day.
vibrate. We gotta make sure they germinate. Make sure the pollen gets onto the pollen. And I didn't know this, but if you happen to mix the pollen on the pepper plants, you could get a hybrid fruit, which could be nice too. I don't know.
Well, I think it'd be nice because it could soften out the.
You could start out the jalapeno with the sweet peppers,
Yeah.
and could give a little bite to the sweet peppers.
That too. That's a little scary, but you need a little jalapeno in your life.
Yeah. So now, this was our early, whatchamacallit,
It was our anniversary gift that week.
Got a little bit early for ourselves because, we really enjoy gifting each other. The joke often is,
and we enjoy gardening together.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Rachel's birthday is in June, and the joke is usually June is birthday month.
Because my birthday month,
yes.
It is what it is. That's no joke.
No, but we joke about it because Rachel would get gifts throughout the month, and from me, she'll get all her gifts generally before her birthday. It's like, oh, nothing.
I'll be like, Uncle, what did you get for her? Like, oh, it's this.
So, I saw something on Amazon, and when I saw it, it wasn't on sale. So I was like, well, Rach, I'd like if we're gonna get me a gift. It's a little pricey. I'd like it, but I only want it if it's going to be on sale. You're not going to pay full price. I can't do it. So this is an Amazon Kindle Scribe.
It's called.
I should take the cover off the right way. So it has a pen because you can actually write to it. And what I have a number of books on Kindle format that I'm going to be playing with. But what I have found is that digest-sized, in other words, OSC-sized books. Oh, wait, I went too far.
OSC?
Old School Essentials books. Like.
Oh wow! Look how nice.
So now
you could the way it looked when you had it up towards the camera.
Yeah. So the Adventure Anthology looks very usable, very readable. I can actually make notes on the screen if I would desire. Um, and this size, because it's digest size books on the Kindle Scribe, it looks as good as the printed paper. If you ask me, I really do think so. So I'm very excited, and Shannon knows that we have. Oh, Jesus Christ. Real time drama. Shannon, we're doing a live stream. What can we do for you?
What's up?
We're doing a live stream. It's Gamers Health Night.
Oh yeah.
How are you not watching?
Because she's out shopping.
Such a landmark episode. You're
I'm
shopping?
at IKEA sitting on the couch.
Okay.
Oh,
You IKEA, and we will talk to you later.
is that a Christmas
What's up?
present from your parents?
Hey, Kate.
Huh?
Is that a Christmas
Huh?
present from your parents?
No, we had $9 and we spent 7 of those on pretzels.
Oh,
Alrighty then. Well, we love you, young lady. Happy birthday being
happy
a teen.
shopping.
Enjoy your shopping. We'll catch you later.
Well,
Be
we can't
good.
afford anything, but
Well,
we can't even afford a Coke.
I can't
But
help
you might be able to buy those hot dogs or those cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. We got a pretzel.
Love you, young lady.
Bye. I got it.
I figured she's calling. It must be an emergency because she watches Gamers. No, she's out.
She must be doing something bad.
Yes, Don, you can write on this. And I was very. You can actually set up a notebook on it. I haven't gotten that far with it. It only came the other day, and the cover only came today. And I was afraid to use it much without the cover to protect it. But let me take the pen out of the thing. The pen is here. Comes with it. You're not paying extra like you are.
I guess you
on
could
an
journal
iPad.
in that thing too.
And here I will show you. I can literally. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Ready? I'm scribbling on my PDF, which I hope I can clean that off afterwards. But I am just saying I have to hold it up like this because I can't, otherwise you won't see it. But I could take notes. I'm not one of those people who can write backwards. I see those people in like video writing backwards on glass. I can't do that. But you can certainly take notes on this. And it's really cool. And it actually feels like paper. Yeah, I know. They are reasonable. And if you get it on sale, and I would say install one of those apps that allow you to track to see if something gets marked down or put on sale. That's what I did with this. Although I think I caught it right when it went on sale before the app even noticed. I got the bundle, which includes a power adapter, which you're just going to throw into a drawer because it uses USB-C. I'm sure you have tons of them anyway. But yeah, it's exciting, and you can put it on dark mode, so the lettering is light and the screen is dark. It's good for reading in bed.
Yeah, it's a really nice thing. Usually, often we get the same thing. Like if we're gonna do iPads or tech or something like that, we'll often get the same thing. But I was like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling sure that I would need it, and I'm not in any kind of school right now, or training, or anything like that.
So Rachel will have a chance to play with it, and
Yeah.
if she really likes it, for her birthday and her birthday month in May, it could be something that Rachel will be ready to step into. It'll also play your Audible books, but you need headphones. It doesn't have a built-in speaker, which is
You have to have like
Bluetooth headphones.
that are not Apple, or will it?
Oh, I'm
interact
sure it
with
will.
Apple?
I'm sure it'll do it with Apple. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I got the 64 gig. I didn't do the 128. I figured if I have that many books, I'll just delete stuff. It can always
Right, you don't have to
reinstall.
have your whole library
No.
on it.
So, but yeah, it is sweet. Again, I wasn't even doing this with the idea of like, oh, put my Amazon link up. Don't worry about it. If you find it on sale and you like it, grab it. I've always liked Kindle. Uh, the Kindle line has always been quality.
Yes. When we were first dating, he bought me a Kindle for my birthday. And that was like, a really special gift. Because he was like, oh, I want her to be able to read books, because she misses, like, she doesn't read, what she would like, because it's not easy.
Yeah. Don, that's the exact bundle I got. The Essentials bundle for $3.75 essentially. The case ships separately. So this arrived on Thursday, maybe.
Yes.
But my case
No, Wednesday,
but my case arrived later. Actually, I think it actually is the 64 gig one. Yeah, that's the price we paid. I didn't check the prices to see how much we could have saved going down in gigs. Not all that much. You don't, for the extra $40, I would say get 4 times the gigs. And my Honey Tips says that this is the lowest price in 30 days. Okay. So let's see price history, just out of curiosity. Oh well, it on Black Friday it did dip down to $3.15.
Huh.
But I don't know if that was actually for the bundle or just for the
Oh.
yeah, I don't know if that was I think it was for a bundle. All right. I still think it's a good deal, even priced as it is, which is still cheaper than other prices.
Well, you know what it is? You're probably not going to give it away again. So
Yep.
You did well.
Right.
And for my Christmas present, I got.
We'll have to show this off at another.
We'll have to show it off at another time.
It'll have to take the place of the of my computer seat behind us.
Or was that could be. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would fit there. So it's a hand pan, also known as a hung drum, and I collect like singing bowls and Tibetan bells and different things like that. So this is it from that kind of a region? It's like a Swiss creation that's more recent, not old
Tibetan.
Yeah. It's a very nice thing that you're able to they say you can learn to play it pretty quickly and easily, and that so what I've started to look at is I think it's gonna be really nice for my meditation. I like to use my bowls and stuff for meditation. That's what I would use that for, and just nutsing around, to be honest. And then also I've been looking at things, certain ways of using it to like be helping with neuroplasticity, because doing one thing with the left side, doing another thing with the right side, the right hand, like maybe keeping the rhythm with your left and then adding a little melody with the right, that should be helpful for me to keep my brain with it.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
We don't want your brain not with it, Rach.
Yeah.
There's enough people in the world with their brain not with it.
Yeah, there's some, if they just did a little, play the sound pan a little bit and, maybe did some neuroplasticity exercises, life would be a lot better for them.
Well, you mean they shouldn't be abusing people
on the internet? No.
No. Oh, all right. I just wanted to check. I thought that was the norm. You're telling me that's not the norm. Oh my God. What? So yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, one other thing, I have learned is that yes, my current medication combination for my diabetes, my type 2
Right? That
diabetes.
just keeps getting better.
Yes, so the Farxiga and at 10 milligrams, which is the one that also it's the dosage that's proven with clinical trials to actually help protect the heart against heart failure and such. And the Januvia, my God, am I getting that right? I think so. Together are it seems to be nearly as effective as me taking the Mounjaro injection once a week without the side effect of feeling like I'm going to puke my guts out. Never did. But the nausea, no nausea. And yet my blood sugar stayed
Well, it sucks
nice.
when you have to take one medicine and then you have to take another medicine to negate the
Hmm.
side effect of it. You
Yeah.
know,
There's no
I mean,
noticeable
some
side
medications
effects.
are worth that, and you have to just do that. But you know,
Right. If you can get around it.
yeah.
So, actually, out of curiosity, so for dinner, we took my mother out for dinner last night. And we went and we did
And
have
it was hibachi, and so at hibachi there's noodles and fried rice,
rice
and
and
end
wow.
to end.
So, okay. All right. So,
Oh my,
oh my.
you might have a low sugar moment.
Yeah, we'll see. But if you look at my graph for the day, that that 3 o'clock spike, that little spike around here, which is well within normal range, just about hit like 155. I just had fried rice and the lo mein noodles from that were left over from yesterday, and that was a large amount. Why such a little spike? Besides the medications, because it was resistant starch. We put it in the refrigerator for well over 20 hours, and the starch became a bit resistant and much lower spike.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing macaroni and cheese as one of the dishes for our Christmas dinner.
We
And
just have to
so
make the
we're going to make the noodles,
lupin
but at the
pasta.
same time, we're also going to cook them ahead of time and then let them sit in the fridge for a day.
But do we need to do that with lupin
I
flour?
it doesn't. I Lupin still has carbs, just not
What's
as
up?
many. And I think that might uh it might help. And yes, I do love my mommy, Mr. Gunn. You know, I she is amazing, and you know, they really enjoyed
Yeah.
their their night out. That's the kind of treat you want to make sure people can get.
Yeah. She knew what she wanted. She's been wanting that for since Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, occasionally about 1 to 2 days after my Trulicity shot, I get suddenly nauseous in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Um, with the Mounjaro, it was usually the day after, and maybe the day after that. Yeah, and and I of course, I mean the best part was I couldn't eat a lot, but I didn't really lose a lot of weight either. So it wasn't like getting off it was going to be too much of a shock to the system. And 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 and,
Sorry.
and Tom, I'm glad to know that you can't get pregnant. I'm glad to. You're not the movie. What Rapid Test? Is that the one with the I forget. This is
What?
so Mr. Gunn was making a joke at Tom's expense about the nausea.
Uh-huh.
The and I'm just saying, yeah, no. Yeah, there's no shame in treating your mom, loving your moms or treating her right.
Exacto.
Exact.
Only pride, man.
And we get to give my mother fresh mint and basil right out of our kitchen. Actually, it helps us because the more you pick it, the more it grows.
Yeah.
So, nausea will hit if I was drinking coffee and not having food. I can see that. So, shall we delve into tonight's topic?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, um, we're in the holiday season, right? It's coming up. Technically, the holiday season, I guess, starts with Thanksgiving. And there are often times when seats at the table uh, are empty. Now, it isn't just death in the family or in your circle. Okay, people can move. People can get divorced. Sometimes families complain amongst themselves that
Mhm.
they got the worst deal in the divorce because they had to keep their blood relative and lost the individual that married into
Mhm.
the family. I've certainly heard those stories.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have given up, Johnny Boy. But, no, we had to keep him, and it was always so nice when whatever her name was always over. She was always so great. Now we never see her again.
Aw.
So you have that. You have family members that move, right? Sometimes your job takes you elsewhere. And if you're in the military, they get deployed. They are gone. I mean, when I was growing up, my father worked for the phone company. You didn't get off holidays. If it was you got off a holiday if you took vacation for it. And that you had a vacation pick for that holiday. Otherwise, if you were your scheduled day, you were working. World doesn't end, right? Phones have to keep going. Law enforcement. I generally speaking, I didn't get off holidays unless I had a vacation pick for it, which near the end I did, or I had a schedule that gave me off it. And what I would do when I was on patrol as a sergeant was I would offer to work daytime patrol to allow the daytime patrol sergeant, especially if they had kids, to be home with their kids. I didn't have young kids. My son was 12, 13 at the time, Chris.
Mhm.
So he wasn't going to be waking up looking for Santa.
Yeah.
It was more important for me to be home for the dinner
Hmm.
so I could work the day and get others home. That's part of the balance, right? But a lot of times, family doesn't always understand that. They don't always understand that you can't be around for the holiday. Also, sometimes family doesn't even like somebody passes, right? Now the dynamics at your dinners have changed. I would say in my family, uh, when
Yeah, there were
Carl,
certain people that we always like went out, picked up,
yes,
and did the rounds, and just got everybody back here.
yep, so we had my mother's cousin Carl was like an uncle to me,
Mhm.
and his wife. They were always over for the holidays until I had to make the fateful phone call. Just,
Yeah.
thanks the day before Thanksgiving, or
Uh,
was it the day of? No,
the
I think
day before.
day before. I had a call. My mom was like, "Can you
It was a
remind?"
day or two before.
It might have been I was off that week. I had taken the week off,
Yeah.
and you were off.
Well, we were off because
I think it was the day before, and you took it off to get an extended weekend, and I was off that week.
no, they died the same year.
Yeah, but you were.
Oh yeah. I might have been off because I scheduled it. Because
Yeah.
my mom had just died.
So we, I make this phone call, and I call up, and I get Carl, and I'm like, we knew that there was some aged senility type of stuff that was hitting. We didn't think it was that bad, and they still drove. And it's like, Carl, you coming out here tomorrow for Thanksgiving? You hadn't heard from you in a bit. Oh yeah. I'll be there, but my wife won't be. I'm like, no.
Why? What's going on with Mary Lou? Oh, she died this morning.
Yeah. Oh, she's dead.
Yeah,
What?
that's how she said
Hey,
it.
that's what
He said it.
she's dead. I go, what? Yeah, this morning she died, so she won't be able to make it. I went, oh righty then.
I think we need to take a ride out there, and we did.
We did.
You know.
Yeah. And I had to go. I was still a cop, but I went right into cop mode when I got out there because she was cold. And now we have a very weird Thanksgiving coming up the next day because Carl was going to be at Thanksgiving with his sister, and in the end, Carl passed last year. His sister's still around. She's in assisted living. Well, not even assisted living anymore. Just
she's
home hospice.
Home hospice.
Okay, yeah. But these were the dynamics of family holidays for the longest time, and then it changes, and that change can be startling. It can rock a family, especially when people are still around. When they pass, you mourn their loss. It's part of the process, and you accept they're not going to be there. But then when they are still alive, but they can't be there for one reason or another, especially when it's a hospitalization, it's being in assisted living, it's senility, all this stuff, it hits.
Right.
And it hits a lot of family members that are close to it. Like we see it with my mother.
Yeah.
When the holidays come.
But yeah, she gets very sentimental, and she wants to talk about everybody from that she was close to in the past, and can be a lot for her.
Yeah. Venom 12. We recently had my wife's brother pass away 3 days before Thanksgiving. It's a rough time for everyone, and it feels empty without that person. And when it happens right before the holidays, the normal ones, whether we're talking, the Christian holidays of Easter and Christmas, Thanksgiving in the U.S., Passover. These things that bring families together when you have someone who's missing, it is noted. And when they are missing because they passed, you will often find a lot of the conversation at the dinner table or in the hours before dinner or the hours after dinner revolve around telling stories
about
the person that has moved on, has passed.
Yeah. And I think too, like, there's certain things that we do around the holidays that help you be able to feel that person, like things that they would have enjoyed. Like this year, we took his mom to a special nursery that just has a huge Christmas display. My mom loved Christmas. She loved shopping. She loved gardening too. So, like, to go there with these guys, it helped me be able to feel like feel what it felt like to be doing that with my mom, and that was very special to be able to, have that feeling again. Because you often think, it's never going to be the same, and it's not. But
it can still be okay.
It can still be comforting. It's
right.
You can still celebrate the person by doing those things and celebrate the memory of those feelings that were there.
RPG grandma, our big family holidays died when my mom died. She was the glue. When I was a kid, family holidays were at my cousin's house, my aunt and uncle.
Yeah, I'd say my mom was the glue on our side.
And my mom was like my grandmother was the glue for a lot of the stuff. And like these family, there would be 20 people there. Now, my mother would try to do similar stuff. We don't have the room that her sister had, but we could have. You've seen we used to have like sometimes 12, 15 people. Now, our family gathers. A lot of the generation of my mother's generation has passed. that's simply, you know, uh, it's part of the process of life, sadly. And so now this Christmas, it should be probably 9 of us.
Mm.
The four of us that are here. My mother's cousin, um, our son's girlfriend, and my sister, her husband, and our niece Shannon. So 9, which is probably about right. And of course, like Rach and I, we have to balance two sides of the family. So
Right. So we go to my sister on Christmas morning. We bring the New York bagels
New
up
York,
there.
New York bagels going to
And
Connecticut. Yo,
yes.
yo, yo.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tammy, it's hard whenever you lose someone and associate their death with a nearby holiday.
Yeah.
I think when it impacts you, all the special celebrations can highlight someone's absence.
Yeah.
That is certainly a huge part of it, right? I mean, and let's be honest. There's enough of these family gatherings that, like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, if somebody passes anywhere from middle of November through the end of December, you're going to associate it with a holiday.
Yeah.
You can't get around that.
Yeah. Holiday season.
Yeah. Don, another problem in these family get-togethers is when some want to talk about the lost loved one, and they want to talk with the joy they were, but others do not want to hear it as they are grieving.
Oh.
And yes, and honestly, for some people, talking about the joy, the good memories,
Yeah.
is their way to grieve. And
Right. It's their way also of bringing that energy into the room and
yeah,
feeling comforted and
so
yeah.
it's rough because there's no ill intent in bringing
No.
that up. They are bringing that up because it makes them feel better. They are bringing it up because it, like Greg says, it brings the joy of that person's presence and energy and experience to the gathering. And then others would rather not deal with it. And I understand both
Yeah, everybody
points of
has
view.
their way, I guess.
Yeah. Uh, Venom 12, there's a lot of talk about him as it was unexpected. He hadn't even been ill. But sorry if this is too personal. We found out that he'd been hooked on illicit drugs. No one had any idea.
Oh.
That is
Yeah.
an issue that Rach and I will probably, in the new year in 2024, we'll probably do a video on that. We both have a lot of knowledge of it from different perspectives. Me from law enforcement, Rach from being a social
Treatment.
worker,
Yeah.
treatment, running drug and alcohol treatment programs. We would it just like what we want to do with the loss, dealing with medical emergencies where you have to make the decisions that nobody should ever have to make, and how to be best prepared for that. And there's no way to be prepared for it, trust me. But there are ways that you can at least set things up so when that situation happens, the best decisions can be made.
Yeah.
We would also like to do an episode on the drug epidemic.
Yeah, the yeah, we could do a lot with that.
We're good.
Yeah.
So when we did certain topics, we have to do. When I say research, it's not really research; it's prep. We want to make sure that the resources that
Yeah,
you
and that we
need are
present
available.
things, yes, in a very clear way, not with jargon, in a way that's like perfectly understandable and usable for people. I think
Yes.
that's like the biggest part. Like we can sit here and talk about these things and we can, do it that way. But if it's not of use, and you don't go away with something in your hand about
Right.
what can I do, and You know,
So-
even if it's just knowledge.
Right. So for something like that, what we'd want to do is, put together a web page that I can put a short link to up on the screen, and you say, listen, if you're looking a centralized location that will
Yeah.
link to everything else, so you go to one place and it'll take you to where do I find living wills? Where do I learn about medical proxies? What do I have to submit?
Okay. Great
Have
idea.
everything in one place. When it comes to
Just like with the addiction,
with the addiction,
you know.
have resources that we can have one location which you go to, and it will then allow you to find what you need and go to other locations that really have the knowledge.
Right.
We're just pointing in that right direction. Something like that you can't do half-assed. I like to do some things half-assed. I like to go by seat of my pants. I like to be an improv DM when I'm running
That's
games.
why it's a switch to, really put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
To
there
really
are
do that prep.
right,
Yeah.
but there like today, prepping with
Mhm.
the
the pictures.
with the
and-
Guardian, which I'll put up real quickly because it's just a wonderful thing. For anybody who wasn't here in the beginning,
You gotta see this.
this is our home hydroponics. That's a Guardian, Gardyn. They run about $800-900, but it was definitely worth it. And those are tomatoes, not grapes. I know they look like grapes, but they are grape tomatoes. And those are strawberries, and there is one is bearing fruit. And these are the sweet peppers. We have jalapeno peppers, and as you can see here, and on the whole, a lot of leafy greens.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We like them.
but like I said, I wanted to make sure people see. That's how we're trying to eat healthier too.
Mhm.
I don't have to buy lettuce at the grocery store anymore. I can just, and we have to pick. Don't get me wrong. I could pick lettuce for the next 3 days, and you wouldn't even notice. But it really is. It's really good to have venom. I do think when it happens around the holidays, it causes a kind of hollowness for a couple of years following it.
Yeah.
It's an emptiness, certainly. It's as we will think it will for my in-laws.
Mm.
It's there are traditions in certain cultures. My son's mother was Puerto Rican. I was around a Puerto Rican, New York, Puerto Rican culture.
Mm.
Not saying it's the culture that's in Puerto Rico, but you would see on the holidays, you see a plate put to the side, not at the table, but put to the side on the counter or whatever.
Yeah. And they would fill the plate. They would put an offering.
Food, alcohol,
Drink,
and usually
yeah.
a candle burning. And that would be for whichever individual could not be there.
Mm.
I mean, when I say the family prayers at the holidays when everybody's sitting down, I like to include a prayer for those who can't be with us. And I don't say because they passed, because there are people that can't be with us because my son works for the airlines and he lives on the other side of the country. You're not going to see him for most of these holidays unless he plans it out way in advance and gets really
Yeah.
lucky. So, you take what you can get and a lot of these things. Again, when I was a kid, my father was generally not around for the holidays. That was, part of having a father who didn't work a 9 to 5 job, but I was proud of him. I understood. Probably made it easier for me when I became a cop.
Sure.
I'd grown up around that idea. So, Tom, we made a point to be here with my dad for the first 2 Thanksgivings after my mom passed. Now that's huge. Supporting the immediate family members who have gone through a loss, or even, hey, somebody's spouse gets deployed and they're home alone on the holidays. Those are the people you want to reach out to. Those are the people that maybe they're a friend of the family. You want to include them in your family that year because
Yeah.
they're not going to be part of one, possibly, and people get into a funk. Sometimes, don't push too hard, but just making an offer. Sometimes the offer itself is enough. Don, getting it out, saying the words can be greatly helpful. The video
Yeah.
I shared with you, Rach, Tom, and Tammy
Yes.
was oddly helpful to me. Talking
Good.
helps. It certainly does.
Yes, absolutely.
And I really wish there was an easy way for us to set something up for this community where we could be available, or somebody could be available to talk. Just when you need to. I don't know. Maybe even just set up a voicemail where you can call and know that somebody will listen to what you're saying afterwards. Maybe not when you're saying it, but
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah. Or even the video, that was like really powerful.
it was extremely powerful. Don's video was from the heart.
From Don, and yes, exactly. And strength and hope.
Yes. So Don, Eric, you mentioned making the tough end of life decisions. That is something I think needs badly be talked about. It is hard to. It is terribly hard to describe. I witnessed it when my son's mother had a brain hemorrhage and was hospitalized and never came out of her coma. It's not good. And there was nobody designated to make that decision, which made it even worse.
How did that get decided?
I finally, Grandpa agreed with Grandma. Her parents were divorced.
Okay.
But finally,
consensus was reached.
Consensus was reached amongst her parents. But it was not easy. It was a horrible experience, and not something I want anybody else to have to go through, which is why, Rach and I said we want to cover this. It's probably going to be the last Gimmers Health.
Do we want it to be the New Year one or the one after?
Well, it's either going to be the last one for 2023 or the first one for 2024. It's going to be one or the other. It has to be addressed.
Yeah, it does.
It just doesn't need to be. It's a heavy one. Like I said, Rach and I need to sit down and make sure we have all the resources that anybody who listens to that episode with us or later would need.
Yes, resources to be at your fingertips.
Okay, I mean, I never knew about a medical proxy until my first hospitalization.
Yeah,
and then I was like, "What?" And it's like, oh shit, in case I am unconscious and unable to do my duties as self, I need to designate somebody to be my decision maker, which it's a ground ball. It's Rach, all right? But the reality is, if you're single, right, the hospital's going to be wondering, like, well, who makes that decision?
Right.
Don't put that into somebody else's hands. Put that decision into the hands of the person you want it in. And that's why when we do the episode, we're going to make sure we dot the I's, we cross the T's, we give you sources that you can use to make a potentially horrible, stressful moment. It won't be any less horrible.
Right, and so
that
your wishes are honored, so that it's sort of like crisis planning.
Yes.
Like when you have how like after 9/11 and after like terrorist attacks, that we've seen in our area,
right.
That everybody that families would put a plan together of what do you do, like a disaster preparedness plan. So, this is sort of like it's
a personal disaster,
another personal disaster plan.
Yeah. You need to have it.
People need my family needs their marching orders when I'm not able to.
And the reality is, and we'll discuss this, I'm sure, in depth, but the reality is, human nature is to put things off that are uncomfortable. And there is nothing more uncomfortable than dealing
Yeah.
with Rachel's potential life-threatening illness, where she can't make decisions for herself,
Yeah.
or mine,
Yeah.
or any of these situations. Don has offered to volunteer to make the website for us. So
Thank you.
this is why we do what we do, folks. This is why. I mean, I've had people go, "Well, your Gamers Health. I mean, how many views does it get on a weekly basis?" They go, "Anywhere from 50 to 100." And you go, but you spend an hour talking. Oh, yeah, because that's 50 to 100 people that we're connecting with, and that 50 to 100 people
Hmm.
that, as I said when I was a cop, if I changed one life for the better in 20
Yeah.
years, my job, my career was a
Yeah.
success. That's how I judged it.
Absolutely.
So if my retirement, I can help one person toward a better life or a better decision making process.
Yeah, and honestly, like where do we look when we're uncomfortable? It's like we can look to places where we trust. So if this is that in the gaming community, we couldn't ask for more.
Right. RPG Grandma, there is no way it is bad when they put you in a tiny closet room. At the ER alone, when they work on your husband, all you can do is pray as they just isolated you from the
Yeah.
others in the waiting room to tell you the bad news they're
Oh.
expected to have to tell you. So you sit alone knowing your loved one is dying. It sucks, just sucks. Yeah, Rach had a small experience of that when I got my first hospitalization of 2020. When they,
Oh no, I had to break into the ER.
because they thought I was COVID, before COVID was
And I was
COVID.
like, oh shit, he's in that room. I had worked there. I knew that was an isolation room. I was like, oh shit, it's the COVID. No.
So,
You
yeah.
know, and yeah, so.
Yeah. Don, I know exactly what you went through. My situation was different, daughter, but you are so right. The
Yeah.
process is agonizing. Grandma, that, and they try to practice every calming. That, and try to practice every calming exercise.
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna. Again, we want to make sure
Mm.
that the resources that we find and link to aren't just, here's the generic forms. Support situations. I mean,
Yes.
we obviously, amongst our community, we can do a lot of stuff when it comes down to it if we need to, if we have the will. All right.
That's it.
But it requires, you know, Rach and I, you see our faces, right? We're here, and many others are here. We don't hide who we are. We don't hide what we do.
Right. I don't even wear makeup on this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but if we are going to take this to
You get to see the real deal.
like another level where we try to put together some kind of support for whether it's just this community or larger, then people have to be able to be comfortable with and trust each other too, and that's going to be another step. It's a whole other story we're going to have to deal with on that one. I am. Oh my god, I'm behind almost 10 minutes on comments.
Oh,
yes. I'm sorry. Tom, it was common in the Air Force that the neighbors would look out for the family whose spouse was deployed.
Okay.
Yep. Grandma, I once went to visit hubby in a hospital with the kids when they were pretty young. Thank God they didn't understand or remember. And we walked into the room. The nurse was calling code blue on him.
Oh.
I can understand how that is. And having to be strong for others ain't easy.
Yeah, with little ones too.
Yeah. Tabletop. Dad came home early from a month TDY and to Korea because mom needed surgery on her shoulders, and they needed him for the Iranian hostage rescue mission, and told him,
Oh wow.
"Don't worry, we'll take care of her." And that was a 13-month deployment.
Wow.
He was in 8th grade.
Mm.
So, God bless, folks. I'm skipping through some of this because I need to catch up. Don, I have to say this. What other gaming vlog does this? Is helpful like this, cares. You and Rach are really special. I mean that.
Thank you.
I knew after my 3rd hospitalization in 2020
Yeah.
that a higher power, as one of my doctors put it, a higher power has a purpose for you. And maybe this is it. But I've been given a lot of blessings in my life, and I have been blessed with an amazing community around me. It's allowed me to be part of it. And I'm going to do my best to keep that community strong, especially this tight-knit community that comes out on Saturday nights when they could be partying or, I don't know, doing karaoke or something, and instead you're here with a 56-year-old retired cop / gamer and a retired social worker. I'm not going to give up Rachel's age because you don't do that with women. But yeah, I couldn't think of a better place for me to be than with you all. I really do mean that.
Absolutely.
Venom. With the Tower Games, yes, exactly. I only recently found this channel a few months ago, but has turned into one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Thank you. When I do the other live streams with my other co-hosts, we have a great time. So don't get me wrong, and I don't get misty-eyed like I am today, when my eyes get all watery reading this stuff. But I think it's been said best that my other videos and my other live streams, you're hanging out with Tenkar, which is certainly me. But when you hang out with Rach and I, you're hanging out with Eric and Rach.
Yeah.
And, I don't have to put that face on that I put on for 20 years as a New York City cop, where I don't have to deal with emotions. I can be myself and be open and let everybody else be open. I don't think that we would have people sharing if Rach and I didn't share. You wouldn't feel comfortable if we demanded you to tell us about your life and what's affected you.
It wouldn't be much if we just came here and started talking about random health stuff and not explained a little bit about our process. And we need to be able to. We need to explain our process, so to be understood. There's something in that. Just being able to talk about it, just being able to have other people know, and even like with my cancer journey, being involved in other channels that are more about my specific type of cancer and women that have had very similar experiences. That's been so helpful to me, and just to hear about their journeys helps me sort of what am I going to do what's my next step on my journey, and what do I need to do to make my survivorship the best it can be.
Right. So, I mean, I like to say we talk about our experiences and what got us here and what's going to hopefully get us out. But if you learn from, if we talk about our mistakes, and we certainly have some, it's so you don't have to repeat our mistakes. And if you are, to know that you're not the only one doing it.
Right. And so that you can know what vulnerabilities that we had that, might have, that might sabotage us in our, journeys toward wellness, not just oops.
I dropped my marbles.
I have socks on. I can't
leave it. I dropped my I use these little magnetic balls I used to make fun of Rachel and her fidget spinners, and these are my little fidget thingies.
And they're all getting given away.
Yeah, I know. George from Emperor's Choice, the Arduin gentleman. I fully agree with Wizard Tower Games. Eric and Rach, you are the best.
Thank you.
Sketchosaur Rex. I found out about your channel because Ty Beard, God bless Ty.
Oh,
Listen, you ask Ty about his gridiron football game that he has in like a beta format because it's a lot of fun when you manage.
oh, that
football
was
too.
the one that you were playing.
Yes.
And I went upstairs to.
Do
It was
yoga.
on a. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
in training then.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That wasn't this year. That was last year at North Texas.
Yeah.
Ty Beard mentioned you on Rakita Law. Wow.
On Arcade Law.
There you go.
Wow.
I have enjoyed your channel for
You're
over a year now.
star,
I'm
darling.
a star, and I got I got a shout out by Professor DM today too
Oh,
on the
very
Patreon
nice.
video.
Ooh.
Yes, it was very nice because he's like, oh, and Mike Merle's out of the blue just after he got fired, he sent me a friend request. And I'm like, why me? And I look and I see, oh, well, Eric Tenkar is a friend. Well, I sent Mike a friend request like right before you got your request, Professor DM. So I'm nothing special. Mike is not a direct source for anything that I might ever bring up when it comes to gaming. So, oh my God. All right. I'm going to throw this out there. You can leave a comment. Actually, leave a comment now. We'll leave this up for another 5 minutes. Do you want Rach and I to do a New Year's Eve special live on New Year's Eve that we can spend? We would come in right before midnight and spend at least a little bit over an hour, so we could get like the East Coast and the Central Time.
Yes,
people.
you're saying to do like we did last year on the actual day.
Yeah, do it on the actual. We'll just do an extra like.
And then just Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
We'll plan.
Yes.
We'll do our regular Gamers Health on Saturday, but we'll have a special Gamers Health community hangout, whatever.
Yeah. And also maybe
what?
I think there were other contributors that you wanted to talk to.
Yes, to get the stuff set up. Yes. We won't be doing that on New Year's Eve, though. Well, New Year's Eve is just going to be a fun.
Oh, okay. Time. Yes. But the Saturday before the New Year's
Eve, yes,
would be
right. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna. Tammy could be one of those contributors.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if y'all had.
I
had the conversation.
We haven't really had much of it. There's been a conversation going on, and I have
saying names.
I have been I've been slightly ill and not quite.
Oh God!
I'm feeling all verklempt. I swear to God, I couldn't.
You were a little bit ago. I know.
I know. I was over. I was verklempt. You'd take me when I was working, and I could. Oh look, my cousin's wife, who I've treated as an aunt my whole life, is lying dead in front of the bathroom doorway in a horribly awkward position with her pants down.
Oh.
And she's cold as shit. Yep, she is dead at the door. It's like, yeah, Rach, yep, she's dead. I didn't want my mother. Sorry, Rach was there. My mother's at home. Rach and my father seeing that. So,
Yeah. I just called the police and.
All right. So apparently, the response is yes. All right. So Don, Tammy,
okay,
and Tina, and Venom, and yeah, I
okay,
and RPG Grandma will try to tune in. And listen, if you got real places to be, our pub ain't no more. And if it comes back as a Nepalese pub between now and then, we're not going to be there for New Year's. All right.
Yeah, we'll go after.
Yeah, we'll go after. Right. What, you think we're gonna go for afters, Rich?
Well, maybe not for afters, but I mean, I can't drink like that, I'll have my one unit of alcohol at midnight or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got the sparkly, and we've got proper drinking receptacles for the fantasy gaming.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this will be a fun time.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to shake the bottle and pop the cork because I got a computer here, and that would be bad potentially. What my yes, Tammy, you stop. You're not allowed to read my mind, girl, because
What is it?
she goes. What might be nice is to have some of your regulars on live.
Hey, I like that.
And when she says regulars, she's not talking Rob Conley and Greg Christopher and people like that. She's talking people like Tom and Tammy's
Yeah, absolutely.
and Don and
Dawn and Tina, she's open to,
and Shadow if he's not doing his own.
or she can be in the
live.
background if she chooses to remain in the ether. You know,
In the ether.
sometimes, like when you're working, you don't want to be.
I know. Well, Grandma, the price of working with kids or the public in general. When I worked retail, I was constantly getting sick. Dealing with money. This is in the 80s and mid to late 90s. Dealing with a cash economy because remember, not everybody was paying credit cards. And a lot of times, your credit card was always like, oh I got to call and get it. And very little was automated. I got sick a lot when I started that job. All right, Don and Tammy would be happy to be joining us, I'm sure.
And Tom too.
Tammy and Tom.
Yeah, Tammy and Tom come together.
Yeah, if we get lucky, man, maybe we could get a whole Hollywood Squares and get like.
Oh, I love it.
That's what we're aiming to do for the last Talking Crit of the year. Is have a Hollywood Squares panel of people up. Yeah, I think Shadow. I'm doing a Christmas and New Year's Eve show too. I figured you would be. My Christmas show will just be my regular video. I'm sure for the day. I don't think I'm doing a live. I think my family would tar and feather me if I did a live on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, I did it on Christmas. No, what did I do? Oh no, I did one year with Shannon.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah. And a fucking did I curse? Sorry. An effing tool scumbag piece of shit trolled my niece. Not gonna name who they are because they are enemies. But suffice to say, they'll get theirs in the end. All right.
Mm-hmm. Hard.
Yes. Tammy and Tom, TNT. Tom is Tammy's +1.
The TNT.
It's dynamite. TNT.
To win the fight.
What can we tell you? We are children of an era. It's a great era. All right, folks. Listen, we had a great time with you all. We're going to wrap this up. So yeah, we have a date now for New Year's Eve. I'm glad to see that we're going to have a great time doing that. Listen, as always, next live stream is Wednesday, 8 p.m. Wonky is going to be one of the guests. He's a great artist, and oh God, I forget who's working on the project with him. Ryan? Oh my God, this is horrible. In any case, we got 2 good guests coming up this Wednesday. So, and if Watchy does any more Gamer Stupid between now and then, what are we got to that shit? I'm sure they'll be happy to talk about it with us. Tammy, American Rage, love to you both, and everyone else. Have a good week. All right, folks. On that note, Shadow, listen, if you want to join us, drop me a line. Love to have you on the show with us, and your son if he wants to join.
Yeah, because
it's the community. It's what it's supposed to be. All right, folks. On that note, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll the dice, roll them well.
Take
Tomorrow, some random ass video, I'm guessing, but other than that, be good. I'll catch you later.
Bye.